Oh my gosh, all my time is just spent on doing client reporting. I don't even have enough time to actually execute the services that I provide for my clients because I'm spending so much time constructing the reports. What do I do? There's so many numbers and so many metrics that I can report on. I just don't know which one's the best. Like, what should I show my clients in my client reports? I've looked at several different client reporting platforms, and honestly, I'm just confused. I mean, do I go with Excel or PowerPoint and manually update the numbers, or should I go with a paid platform or a free platform? I need some help. Hi guys, welcome back to the DDM YouTube channel. My name is David, and today we're going to be talking about client reporting. Let's do it. If you've ever asked yourself any of the questions that I just asked myself, you're not alone. And you know what? There's a way to actually fix it. Client reporting is so important, especially in an online service business, because that is how you prove your worth. That's how you prove your results. Now, how do you create an effective client report that's not only brings meaningful results, but also is efficient for your time? Because any online service-based business is a business about labor. Today, what we're going to be going through is a custom dashboard that I've created that can be taken and used for any online service-based business that needs to generate some sort of result. Plus, if you stay till the end of the video, I'm going to give you a great pro bonus tip that is going to not only help you in your full roundedness in client reporting, it's going to differentiate you amongst all of your competition, and your clients will really love it. All right, without further ado, let's do it. All right, guys, now we're in front of the computer. The solution that I use is a custom dashboard. So a custom dashboard is great for a lot of reasons. One of the key reasons it's great is it live updates. Gosh, I remember the days back in high school and college where I'm doing reports and you're spending just a ton of time just manually copying and pasting numbers, and then you copy something into the cell and then it's actually the wrong thing when you look at it 20 minutes later and you got to redo the whole thing. Oh my gosh. Gone are those days. You do not have to do that nitty-gritty work. That's one way to save your time. A dashboard, and a properly built one, will actually update in real time. Definitely recommend. The next part about why a client dashboard is so important is because it's not only for your client. Even though we've been focusing a lot about making it for your client, you should be able to log into the dashboard and monitor the results as it's happening. And when you do that in a very streamlined and effective way, then that's going to save you a bunch of time and make you focus on the right things. So a client dashboard is a great way to start off as far as reporting. So without any further ado, let's get right into the solution. So what I'm going to show you guys, a Google Data Studio report that I've actually custom built for my clients. Now, most of the clients that we're going to go over in here have Google Ads. That's the service that I provide, PPC advertising. And the reason I picked Google Data Studio is because Google Data Studio is an awesome platform. First off, if you have a Gmail account, it's free, which is great. And if you're running any type of a Google platform in terms of, like Google Analytics or Google Search Console, Google Ads, anything Google related, it automatically integrates, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to walk you through right now is a master dashboard. I'm not going to go into any specific client. I'm just going to show you the conglomerate of all the results and why I chose to make each section what I made. So we have Google Ads. That's the service here. I can pick my client from this drop down, and I can change my date range up here. I'm going to change my date range to the last 30 days. And this is another pro tip that I like about Google Data Studio. It gives you so many options to, like those pre-built date ranges. It's really nice. But I'm going to hit last 30 days. I have to move my little screen over here. I'll probably have to do that a few times. And we're going to hit apply. Okay. So again, I had Google Ads. any client I want to look at, and my date range. So now I have everything broken out into columns and rows. So the first row I have is my results row. Return on ad spend, ROAS, in factor of 100%, cost, or ad spend in dollars, and revenue in dollars, which is also synonymous with conversion value. So the first most important thing about a dashboard that you build for clients is include the most important metrics that matter to them. Let me just repeat that because it's worth saying again. On the first page, include the most important metrics or KPIs that are important to your client. And I wouldn't go any more than 5. Honestly, I like 3. 3 is very nice, very easy, and it's appealing to the eye as well. So with this, I've included these 3 metrics because it really is the most important to the client. How much return did they generate off the advertising that I'm running for them? How much did they spend with Google Ads specifically and in paid search or in the overall campaign? And how much revenue did it bring for their business? Now, if you're generating leads or running lead gen, you would obviously, you might want to replace revenue with leads, but you can also evaluate how much your lead is worth to the business and get an ROI metric or return on investment, because that's what really matters to small businesses and any real business. You got to start with the big meat. Business owners tend to not quite understand all the in-depth analysis that goes into digital marketing and overall metrics. So I like to break it down, make it real nice and simple on the first page, and that's what we do. So I'm going to move myself over here again. And as we scroll down, I just want to explain a little bit more about what this is about. So if you notice, I have a few different rows here. I have what's called Y over Y, which is year over year, and M over M, which is period over period or month over month in this case. So I actually have the same metrics across each row though. I have conversion value over cost, which is synonymous with return on ad spend in this example. We have cost, and then we have conversion value and conversion value, which is all synonymous with revenue in this example. Notice these numbers are the same, 5.0, 5.0, 22.17, 22.17, 111.87, and 111.87. The only thing that's different are these comparisons, and that's what this Y over Y and M over M means. I'm comparing the result that we got in the last 30 days to the previous year, and we're actually up 15% in this specific metric, year over year. Now, month over month, I have the same number here, but instead of comparing to last year, I'm comparing to the previous month of the same year. Currently, this is being filmed in 2021. So this was up 3.3% compared to last month. And I like to show both year over year and month over month because that gives you a bird's eye view of what's really going on. Now, last year, 2020, that was COVID-19, so a lot of the metrics year over year analysis moving into 2021 have fluctuated a whole lot. So we definitely need some other comparisons to see how we're trending. So that's a little bit more about the first page. And then when I scroll down, I actually have a graph. And this breaks it out. On the x-axis is the date range in question, and on the y-axis is the metric in question. So I can see the different fluctuations of what the return on ad spend was for the entire account each day. I could do the same thing with cost, how much we actually spent. And then if I move myself again, I could see revenue as well over the same, each day. So this is what I find most important for my clients. It makes it very simple, it's very easy to read, and note that all the information here is big. We're not really small. It's not like really hard to look at. It's like, what am I looking at? No, everything's really big. It's nice, it's even, it's organized, and it gives all the information that you would want in an executive summary page or first page. So now you'll note that this is in Google Data Studio. This shows all the different pages that I have. In this master dashboard, I have 12. But the master dashboard is what I use personally. Usually what I do is I keep my client reporting to about 5 pages or less. The information jammed in 5 pages, I'd say, is more than enough. If they'd want anything specific, you can customize it and tailor make it. That's why, again, I really like a dashboard, especially one where you can customize and tailor it to your own. Obviously, with Google Data Studio and other software platforms such as Report Garden or SEMrush or any other software platform, there's plenty of them out there. You can customize dashboards and templates to do all the same things. Some are paid, which means you have to subscribe. Some are free, and it really depends on what you want to leverage. I would suggest setting up a template for yourself that you would use across a normal service, and then depending upon the particular client, you can adjust certain things and change certain things, because you don't want to just use a template all the way across the board. I suggest to use a template to get started, but then actually customize each dashboard to your specific client, because they're all going to want slightly different things and slightly different reporting mechanisms in order to really see some value. So again, this is the first page, and honestly guys, this is the most important page. If you spend a good amount of time making sure your KPIs are set up right and just make it a few KPIs, this will be the main thing that they look at. Clients are very busy. They don't always have time. I mean, you yourself as a business owner, a freelancer, or an agency, we don't always have time to do everything either. So any way you can just give the best information and the most effective information right away in an easy, clear format, the clients will love you for it. Now, you will have clients that want to get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty, and that's what pages, I'd say, 2 through 5 are. I'll show you some examples of what I do for this service, and maybe you can just stem off of a couple of examples for yourself. But again, before I move on, this is the most important page. So if I click the next page, I start to get into more analysis about Google Ads. I have way more metrics in here. You can see that the boxes are a little bit smaller. I've incorporated 3 graphs and 8 overview dashboard boxes just in the first section. And then when I scroll down, I have a massive table that goes through all of our campaigns and all the appropriate metrics that we want to look at. Everything you could possibly need. With that, if I go to page 3, I have more metrics on our Google Ads performance, and now I'm breaking it into the different campaign types, search campaigns and shopping campaigns, because it's important to note that they are different. We do strategize and treat them differently at DDM, and it's an overall comparison, and now we're getting more into the nitty-gritty. When I go to page 4, and guys, I'm just going to kind of fly through this stuff because a lot of this is customized to my clients. If you want to know anything specific or you want me to go more in depth, I definitely can. Just drop some comments in there, but I'm going to go over it pretty quickly. If we look here, I'm actually reporting on Google Analytics, and Google Analytics is great with Google Data Studio because it imports directly and it's free because it's all Google product. A source medium overview report is something that I commonly use, especially for advertising, because that's how we show acquiring traffic to the website and exactly what's happening with that traffic. I have some other graphs and metrics here. Let me move myself up. I have a all revenue and then a custom sales minus shipping minus product cost tracking. Again, that's revenue for the entire site, not just Google Ads anymore. We're reporting off of the website analytics. So that's a little bit different. Plus, I show a graph down here of that revenue by day. You can see that this August 18th, we did pretty well. And then it's not all just about graphs and tables. We got to include some different pictures and colors and charts to make it a little bit interesting. And I've gotten some really good feedback on using some of these pie graphs, pie charts, or donut charts. And what this one describes is the difference between mobile performance, tablet performance, and desktop performance in all clicks, cost, and conversions. So actually I had clients just recently go with me and say they really appreciated that because it was interesting insight for them to know. And then finally, my 5th page, because I'm advertising specifically for products, I include a table about the top products, including some of the top metrics in here, revenue, ads to cart, and quantity. And then I show the campaigns associated with those products and how much they actually brought in as far as revenue. So that's my top half, and then something interesting that really paints a nice picture is where exactly is all this activity happening. I used users by location because that's more top of funnel, the overall website, and then I used transactions by location because obviously that's more bottom of funnel. So that is a rough template of what I use for my Google Ads service business as far as a dashboard. But again, guys, I mean, here, these pages are all important. You can definitely go ahead and borrow some ideas from here. Please don't copy or use it verbatim, but you can borrow some ideas in here. But honestly, guys, this first page is so important. Make sure it's simple, it's clean, it's nice, and you will really enjoy it, and so will your clients. Okay, finally for the bonus tip, the pro bonus tip. Thanks for waiting until the end. So the pro bonus tip for today that will separate your reporting from practically every other marketer out there, because usually what happens, and I've fallen into this trap too, is we make these big elaborate PDF reports and these dashboards, and they're oh so cool, and we feel really good about them. We go in there, we download them, and we prepare the email, and we double check the email, and then we triple check the email, and then we send the email to the client. We go, yes, I did my reporting. This is great. I did what I needed to do. Now, that's what most other marketers are doing. If you really want to take it to the next level, what I'd recommend is to create a video presentation based upon you going through the dashboard similarly to how I just did, but in an overall and analytical point of view. Meaning, include a screen, like I'm including a screen now of your face and showing some of the results. Include the dashboard that you custom built for them, but also walk them through each line. Ask for their opinion on the video. Ask for some feedback. Ask if things make sense or not. And the reason that we do this is for a couple of reasons. A, if your clients are out of state or out of the country, you're not going to be going to see them very often. Maybe you are, well, that's great, but you can use your time more efficiently in different ways. Usually you won't be able to go and see them very often. So this will act like you're actually in front of them. What I'll do is I'll actually take a video of me going through the dashboard, and then I will point out all those metrics, and once I'm done with the video, I take it back, make sure it's high quality, make sure they can hear you, the quality is good, and make sure they can see you and see all the elements. Definitely watch it back, and then I upload it to YouTube. And what I do, instead of sending them a 10-page long email with all these dashboards and me writing all the explanation, now they have a video presentation that they can watch at their leisure. That's another really great thing about this. They can watch it at their leisure, at their own time frame, and because clients are busy. And if they can see you and how hard you're working for them and how many results you're generating, they're really going to appreciate that extra level. I've gotten really receptive feedback from clients about, they really enjoy the video presentations. They can watch it at their leisure, they can skip, they can fast forward, they can rewind, they can see what I heard, and it's much more engaging. So that is my bonus tip for today. Make some video presentations on the custom dashboard that you're building. You can really sell the value, and honestly, once you get into the rhythm of things, it may only take 15-20 minutes. And trust me, it's so worth it, because that's how you prove your results and what you do for not only their business, but yours as well. All right, guys, hope that helps today. If you enjoyed the content or found it valuable at all, please give me a like. I'd love if you subscribe. I put more content out like this just to help agencies, freelancers, and anyone trying to refine, create, and make their online service business for other clients extremely valuable and fantastic. Again, this is David from DDM, Digital Difference Makers. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.